This is the Revoring Blackmist filter, kind of like a Tiffin Black Pro Mist that has a really interesting feature. The filters are segmented and are variable. So this can fit on anywhere between 67 and 82 millimeters without having the need of step-up rings. My question for this is twofold. One, is it any good as a filter? And two, who is it good for? First things first, is this filter actually any good as a filter? Well, to test that out, I went on a shoot for my cousin's engagement and his fiance. My brother took some photos and I tagged along to shoot some behind the scenes videos. So check it out. The main competitor to the H&Y Blackmist filter is Tiffin's Black Pro Mist filter. And I've used that one a lot. I didn't have one on hand to do A/B testing, but having used that filter a whole lot in the past, I can tell you that the two are comparable in their effect on the overall image. I would say that the H&Y version takes away a little bit more contrast, but it's very negligible, especially with these low levels, like with 1/4 and with Tiffin, you can get it down to 1/8. I have the 1/4 by H&Y. I'm sure that they will come out with both stronger and weaker variants of this, probably up to a full black mist filter. And but 1/4 is definitely the most popular one that I've seen used. And it's certainly the one that I use the most as well. To be honest, this little guy, it's not really about the filter itself. Like the black mist filter is a very common diffusion filter for a lot of filmmakers and photographers to use with their content. This is more about the functionality of this product. Overall, the Revo ring operates as advertised. The filter threads are compressible down to 67 mil, which is like that. And they can go all the way up to 82, which is like that. And the way that it works is kind of clever. There's an inside ring on the inside of it that's very textured and easy to hold on to. And you grip the outside ring and you rotate the two, and it depresses the filter threads on the inside like this. And this particular one allows you to go from 67 millimeters all the way up to 82 millimeters. I'm shooting on a lens with a 67 millimeter filter thread, so I can just pop this. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pop this on. So just press the filter like that. So now, just like that, I have a 1/4 black mist filter on my lens, and I didn't have to add a single step-up ring. And now I can just take it off really quick and put it on something else. So I can just like this, just take it off, just like that. And then, like this is an old vintage lens that I have. I have a step-up ring on here that goes to 82, so I can put a bunch of different ones on it. This fits 82, so I just take this, depress it down to 67, slap it on here. It expands to 82, and now it's on there. And it really is on there. This is not going to go anywhere. This is actually a pretty solid little setup. And then just press it, take it off, and there we go. I'm sure that you can hear like the construction is all metal, and it feels really good inside of the hand. By and large, the shoot was problem-free, but I did encounter a couple of issues with the filter. The biggest one was when I would depress the filter thread all the way down to 67 and put it on my 67 millimeter filter thread on this particular lens, it had a hard time expanding to actually link up to the filters on the actual lens itself. It took a little bit of wiggling, a little bit of like jostling around, and then it would release and expand and hold itself onto the lens. But that was an issue that I did encounter on a number of occasions with the Revo ring. In terms of downsides with the Revo ring, I think that there's three main ones that you would have to worry about. The first one is with the filter threads actually locking and not expanding, so they wouldn't actually lock onto whatever lens you put it on. And the second one is kind of a weird one. I wish that there were threads on the front of the Revo ring. There's no threads on the front of it, which means you can't stack anything. And you would probably think, well, you can just put the Revo ring on the front of whatever you're using. But for instance, if you're using a variable ND filter, it's very uncommon for variable NDs to have threads on the front of them. There's only a handful that I've ever seen that have filter threads on the front of the variable ND. I did find it a bit detrimental when I was shooting in like a lot of the bright sunshine because I couldn't have ND and have this on my camera at the same time. Third complaint is that the magnetic cap, which is this guy, is way too strong. Like it snaps onto the front of the lens in a really, really aggressive way. Like it's just very, very strong. And this is a 100% metal construction. So I've actually pinched my fingers pretty considerably. It's so strong that even when I put the camera down, I actually had like metal flakes from the gravel stick to the front of the filter because the filter magnets are so strong keeping the lens cap on the filter. Is the filter any good? Yes, of course it's good. It's fantastic. It's very well built. It does the job of a like a Blackmist filter exactly the way that you would want to do it. It's almost indistinguishable from Tiffin. But the bigger question about this filter is, who is this built for? The Blackmist Revo ring is basically built for anyone that shoots on a lot of prime lenses, and particularly people that shoot on prime lenses that don't have variable NDs that they use very often. And the reason that I say that is because with people that shoot on zoom lenses, they're not changing lenses very often. So there's no need for a quick release filter for a shooter like that. So if you shoot on a lot of prime lenses, you don't shoot on a lot of zoom lenses, and you have some sort of other ND solution. For instance, a lot of cameras have built-in NDs that you can turn on inside of the actual camera body. This would be a great solution for shooters like that. Overall, I think that the Blackmist Revo ring is a very viable solution for a lot of shooters that want that soft, diffused, kind of anti-digital look from their content, but they shoot in a very fast-paced environment. Specifically, those of you that shoot with prime lenses. That's my recommendation through and through, is that if you're a prime lens shooter and you need a mist filter on all of your lenses and you don't want to spend a lot of money on individual filters, this is the filter for you. Thanks so much for watching. Links are down below for all this stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace. Buy the filter. Sorry about the janky mic setup. I don't have any of my filmmaking equipment because they just moved, which is going to be a whole nother story. That's also why it sounds like I'm in the middle of a tunnel. Super echoey in here. I have no furniture yet. So that video is coming soon. That is very entertaining.